For some adult drinkers, 2019 was the summer of spiked seltzer. With advertisements for White Claw, Truly, and Bon and Viv plastered seemingly everywhere, this easily portable and flavorful spin on the classic vodka soda is all the rage. But what really makes this simple combination of soda water, flavor, and gluten-free alcohol so appealing? Viewpoints spoke with the editor-in-chief of both Drink Me magazine and Bonfort Wine and Spirits Journal, Natasha Swords, to get the inside scoop.
Hard seltzers, that whole category has really been on the rise since about 2013. This isn't an overnight thing. And I think within the FMB, which is the flavored malt beverage category, hard seltzer is the driving force behind the flavored malt beverage category. That category has had about 169% growth, and it's at 487.8 million in sales now, with Memorial Day and Labor Day being the biggest selling days for that.
But how do companies find that magical mixture that leads to a product spreading like wildfire? Is it really as simple as making low-calorie beverages taste good? Swords doesn't seem to think so.
You know, a lot of people will focus on the calorie intake of the hard seltzers, and that's significant, but really the attraction of hard seltzers is that they're more sessionable, you can drink more of them, and also they're just very convenient, and also they're not expensive.
Brands are heavily investing in expanding their reach and upping supply chain production in order to keep up with the demand for spiked seltzer. White Claw, one of the most popular spiked seltzer selections, announced a nationwide shortage of their product at the beginning of September. The company experienced 283% growth in July compared to last year, according to CNN. And looking at the mass success of relatively new brands like White Claw, big-name beverage giants are jumping into the arena as well.
I see all the advertising rolling out for that, and almost every bar that I go to, there's a White Claw ad, and it's the same at the retail level. So when you have brands like White Claw, you have Bon and Viv, that's Anheuser-Busch, you know that's going to be big. You have the Boston Beer Company, they have Truly Spiked and Sparkling. When you have companies like that driving the flavored malt beverage category with their spiked seltzers, you know it's only going to get bigger.
We wanted a better understanding of how and why these bubbly beverages have become a big focus for so many traditionally beer companies. To answer that, we went straight to the source of flowing drinks. Swords mentioned earlier both Anheuser-Busch and Jim Koch from Boston Beer Company. Well, we got to add these two leading brands into the conversation. Chelsea Phillips is the vice president of Beyond Beer Brands for Anheuser-Busch. Her horse in the race, as Swords mentioned, is Bon and Viv. We asked Phillips if she thought the spiked seltzer craze was here to stay or might eventually float away.
I think trendy is the right word, but the interesting thing about this is that we really believe that this sort of phenomenon is just beginning, because 60% of the United States still claims to be unaware of hard seltzer overall. So for us, the name of the game is on innovation.
Phillips' job is to make sure Anheuser-Busch's products are easily recognized by consumers. But the task is not as simple as it seems.
Basically, my day-to-day is organizing a plan that can speak to each of those brands' target consumers in a compelling way that drives relevance, so that when they get to a grocery store or a convenience store, they think of us and buy us. We always talk about this is a highly impulsive space, so if you're not sort of top of mind all the time, no one really puts buy Rita's on their grocery list the same way that they put buy Bud Light on a list. It's more so I stumble upon it in a store.
Branding a product like Natty Light, the abbreviated name for Natural Light, or any of the other Anheuser-Busch products isn't easy in an already crowded market. And finding the sweet spot in the fast-changing spiked seltzer segment of the beverage industry can be impossible. But Phillips and her team have found a strategy that's almost as off the charts as their seltzer sales.
We basically build our pipeline looking at industry growth and white spaces. So where are trends starting to build and bubble? And we lay out essentially 3 years of concepts that we want to test. From there, we create pilots out of them. And this is a new model for us that we're calling Apollo 11. It's sort of this fail fast mentality, so that instead of taking an idea straight from idea to $40 million brand launch, we're testing on small scale many things and quickly pivoting and or killing based on the learnings that we get.
Keep in mind, Bon and Viv was not the only spiked seltzer can carried around by millions of Americans this summer. White Claw, Truly, and Henry's Hard Sparkling are some of the other big names in the game. The founder of Samuel Adams and Boston Beer Company, Jim Koch, is in charge of Truly and says spiked seltzers aren't only for young people. But to be fair, Koch admits that even he was a little skeptical of its success at first.
For Truly, to be totally honest, we really underestimated the market. Frankly, we thought it was going to be for kind of young 21 to 26-year-olds that were very, working out a lot and very health conscious. And it turned out that it appeals to just about everybody.
When Koch says everyone, he really means everyone. Why? Koch has a theory.
Just about everybody these days is health conscious. So I have seen 300-pound guys drink a bunch of Trulies, and when I asked one of them, he said, well, I got to worry about my girlish figure too.
So if we're all trying to be healthier during swimsuit season, what should we expect for the beverage aisle this fall, when the bikinis and swim trunks get packed away?
People's mentalities and mindsets will shift with the seasons, as well as the food and the things they drink. Now the nights are a little bit cooler, the days are a little bit shorter, and when that happens, you want a beer that is a little maltier, a little more substantial, something that's going to stand up to kind of heartier foods. You're starting to think about tailgating and burgers, brats, and that's a perfect time for Oktoberfest.
Yes, as fun as this summer may or may not have been for beverage consumers, class is now back in session, and summer is officially over. Koch has a recommendation for any spiked seltzer drinkers listening who may want to change their focus to something else a bit more cozy and seasonal.
I've been drinking my samples. We did the first brews back in June, so I know this is a good batch this year. Sam Adams Oktoberfest is actually the largest selling Oktoberfest beer in the world, which is pretty amazing that the largest selling and one of the best Oktoberfest comes from an American brewer. But that's the wonderfulness of the American craft brewing movement, bringing to the United States best in class along lots of very traditional styles. So it's my one consolation for saying goodbye to summer is Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
While Koch and his company are focusing on different selections for fall, it doesn't mean that they're halting expansion on spiked seltzers anytime soon. In fact, Boston Beer Company is also starting to put Truly on tap at bars across the U.S. This is another piece of the industry puzzle that Anheuser-Busch is doing as well, putting a flavorless version of spiked seltzer on tap so that bartenders and customers alike can flavor the drink however they'd like. Swords has been watching these beverage trends for decades and says the possibilities for spiked seltzers are endless.
It's just beginning. Whatever growth the hard seltzer category has had this far, I think that there's that much growth still ahead.
To find out more about the brands mentioned in this story and our guests, Natasha Swords, Chelsea Phillips, and Jim Koch, visit viewpointsradio.org. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Viewpoints Radio and subscribe and listen to our show anytime wherever you listen to podcasts. This segment is written and produced by Annie Kroll. I'm Gary Price.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call this toll-free number right now. 800-279-0419. That's 800-279-0419. By calling your addiction team, you're taking the first steps to recovery. Don't fight addiction alone. Their advisors are ready to take your call. Your future is still a bright place. The help you need could be one call away. 800-279-0419. That's 800-279-0419. This call is completely confidential, and if you have private insurance, there could be little to no cost to you. Even if you've already been to treatment, give us a call. There's no need to let addiction ruin your life. Take the first step now. Call your addiction team at 800-279-0419. That's 800-279-0419. Make the free call now. 800-279-0419. Your addiction team is a third-party advertiser for various treatment centers and placement networks. Individual results will vary. Visit youraddictionteam.com/terms for more information.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you can donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-835-1478. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. Call 1-800-835-1478. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher for donating. Call now, 1-800-835-1478. That's 1-800-835-1478.
Thank you for listening to Viewpoints Radio, a production of Media Tracks Communications. If you enjoyed this broadcast, please support our show by subscribing, sharing it with a friend, and leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. You can find more Viewpoints stories on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and viewpointsonline.net. Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Viewpoints Radio.
Coming up on Viewpoints.
Can I keep my dad's skull after he dies? Can I give Grandma a Viking funeral? What happens to an astronaut body if they die in space?
The curiosity around death that one woman hopes to answer. Then,
it takes 5 gallons of water to pre-wash a pair of jeans so they're soft when we buy them in the traditional method.
What's really behind the cost of those cheap jeans from H&M? I'm Marty Peterson.
And I'm Gary Price. These stories in depth on your public affairs magazine, Viewpoints.